When a person's chronic illness keeps them from fully participating in their community's activities, they suffer a kind of social tax on their social capital due to the negative impact a person's non-participation has on the communal networks of relationships within their society. This ultimately burdens their community and can hurt its ability to effectively function. For Salton Sea residents, the social tax, or the often hidden social emotional costs of living with asthma, is exacerbated by a constant threat of toxic dust storms due to an expanding playa from the shrinking Salton Sea that has been used for farm runoff for decades. Frequent poor air quality days and the need for hypervigilance to guard against respiratory distress, all of which causes local communities to suffer greatly. For Salton Sea youth, their social tax is generally experienced as consequences on their peer relationships, in being bullied, in medication dependency that signals their differences, in their frequent isolation from the group for dyspnea, cough, and limits on their participation in school outings and activities enjoyed by the rest of their peers. The state-funded school flag program helps protect the health of children and the community at large in their respective 18 participating elementary, middle, and high schools in 11 cities around the Salton Sea. Brightly colored triangle flags hung on each school's flagpoles communicate daily air quality conditions based on the city's air quality index. Checking the flag empowers students with asthma to easily make decisions about their daily health needs while also informing them what they can expect to experience at school that day. Green flags mean full inclusion in community, which provides optimal social capital building opportunities. Yellow flags mean partial inclusion. When there are classes in the classroom, social building opportunities exist. However, they are sent to the office, library, or nurse during any highly physical or outdoor class time. This segregation is a major loss in building social capital potential that they are kept from. For the asthmatic student, the orange flag often means they are fully excluded from their school community due to unnecessary school absence for severe health safety concerns, and thus are unable to contribute to the community. Anytime a student doesn't contribute to the community results in a loss of social capital. This is their social tax for being sick, because social capital is a use it or lose it phenomenon.
Recent studies are showing associations between exposure to ambient air pollution and an increase in psychiatric disorders in youth, primarily in depression, anxiety, and suicidality. These effects are even more pronounced for children in poorer neighborhoods. According to an American Academy of Pediatrics study, of 65,342 patients with asthma ages 6 to 21, concluded that 24.7% suffered from depression, anxiety, or both. Depression and anxiety sufferers are 80% more likely to go to an emergency room for asthma-related issues than their counterparts. The inability to breathe clean air near the Salton Sea region is serving as a catalyst, causing severe mental and emotional disorders for kids at a very early age. But children aren't the only ones affected by asthma-related anxiety or depression. Griselda Peralta was forced into early retirement when she developed asthma at age 59. Once a vibrant person engaged in her community and a lover of gardening, she now feels like a prisoner in her own home.
I just feel like I just gotta be indoors. If it starts getting worse, I guess I'll just be inside the house. I'm gonna be a prisoner of my own house, my own home. My main thing was, I love gardening. I love to be outside. And now just to see that I can't be out there like I want to be out there, it's really hard. It's hard. I was even getting depressed, I even got treated for depression because it was really affecting me, really bad.
The cost of living in a low air quality region is associated with people developing respiratory issues like asthma. This is often a result of social injustice, preventing people from accessing resources they need to improve their situation. According to the 2018 census, 1 in 4 lives in poverty in the Imperial Valley, making it extremely difficult for the majority of its residents to escape their life-threatening situations. All they can do is adapt to their reality, adapt to medical dependency, adapt to isolation, adapt to a shrinking sea that is making it harder for them to breathe, adapt to less and less clean air. The problems the Imperial Valley faces are complex and interconnected. There is no one simple answer. There are advocates, though. The Respira Sano is a joint effort between San Diego State University and the Imperial Valley's Comité Cívico del Valle, a nonprofit that focuses on economic and environmental justice. The program sends health workers to the communities where air quality is a problem to teach them how to best protect themselves. So why not leave then, you may ask? Many people have tried to venture out, only to return to the desert when the reality of LA County's cost of living caught up with them. Jonathan Lopez, an Imperial Valley resident, has attempted to move out several times, but found little job opportunities for someone who lacks higher education, none of which could support a family of 5. Jonathan and his family have moved back to his parents' home in the Imperial Valley. The Imperial and Coachella Valleys are home to a large percentage of residents who have little to no education, leading to higher levels of poverty. WelfareInfo.org estimated that over 23.8% of its residents live in poverty, making it substantially more difficult for them to seek medical help. Medication and bills are another struggle they face. When Kaylee's mom, Ava, worked at KFC, they had employer-sponsored health insurance. Her portion was between $700 to $800 for a trip to the ER, as well as $3,800 for a 5-day hospital stay. Since Ava is now unemployed, they rely on Social Security benefits, having Medi-Cal cover Kaylee's medical bills.
Dust and dry stuff is going to, all those little particles are going to be flying around here, and it's going to go into everybody's lungs, especially with the kids with asthma. And it's going to create a lot more asthma for a lot of people.
Imagine yourself on a normal day going out for a walk. All of a sudden, your chest feels tight, compressed, a burning sensation, almost as if someone were strangling you. You can't breathe, no matter how many breaths you take. You start to pale and become lightheaded from lack of air. This means your brain is starved for oxygen. You start to get cold, so cold your lips and fingertips turn blue. Adrenaline rushes through your veins from fear with every unsuccessful gasp for air you attempt. You wonder if any help will arrive in time. Your vision tunnels and blurs, and everything goes black. Only recently have things begun to change after decades of willful negligence by Sacramento, despite the cries of Imperial and Coachella County's Salton Sea residents and their advocates for attention on the dying sea. The Fish and Wildlife Service and the Sonny Bono Salton Sea National Wildlife Refuge have been implementing their sea-saving plans since finalizing their comprehensive conservation plan in 2014. It is a slow process that should be helped by the newly passed Proposition 68, a $4 billion state bond that provides critical funding for state parks, clean water, climate change resilience, and wildlife habitat. Supporters are hopeful that Prop 68 will enable officials to accelerate the CCP's construction of toxic dust controlling ponds and wetlands along sections of the Salton Sea's shoreline, which will reduce the amount of particulate matter associated with asthma attacks. Because Kaylee Pineda is just a kid. She's a typical girl who loves to be outside and wants to belong, just like any other kid. But she has a bad case of asthma from living near the Salton Sea that interferes heavily with her life. And Kaylee deserves to play outside with her peers, and she certainly deserves to be able to breathe.
If it's super windy, I stay in the office, or I just stay in the classroom or the hallway. If it's like a perfect day, I go out with my friends, do monkey bars or like play with them.